Morning, guys. Artec here. Hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. We're just going to jump into a quick overview of Nasdaq, the NQ session from Friday. We're going to start off with London Open, and we're going to go through the day until New York close. So, starting from here, New York opens at 8 a.m. Sort of London opens 8 a.m. my time. So as you can see, I've got supply written here, and from Asia session you can see this area of supply where prices sort of floated up and here, just curled, rolled over, and was sold off quite hard. So I would imagine there's still going to be sellers sitting in here. So this is our supply zone. So as you can see, London opened and we just sort of slowly drifted up here. A couple of little wicks, little liquidity sweep up above this range, and then just sort of sold on down through it. So I'm waiting for, at this moment in time, some structure to be built out. So I don't chase the orb straight away. I like to wait for a retest, because quite often in the London session you'll see a liquidity run, where they'll maybe fake the breakdown, come back up, sweep the highs, and then the move will continue, which we actually saw in the New York session. So we'll go over that once we get to the New York session. So as you can see, we've got our high here, we've got our low. As we're coming up to test the lower end of London orb low, you can see this sort of gravestone doji candle here, volume increase, showing the bears are sitting in here, pushing the price down, pushing it down, pushing it down. As you can see, we're sort of building out a bear flag here at the same time. You get your bear flag breakdown, and then you get your break of structure here. So you break your low, came up, just swept it, inverted hammer, and then we've moved on. And as you can see, we're just making a series of lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. So we've got bearish structure in place. As you can see, only time we get a break of structure, our doing is we're flagging out up, testing the lower end of that break of structure before selling off again. Again here, you get your break of structure, back up, test it, reject, and sell off. So I like to just draw a little box, sort of around about far this break of structure is happening. So instead of saying a sort of hard and fast line, it's like, well, do I set it on the wick? Do I set it on the lower end of the candle body? Just draw a box. It's so much easier, and then just watch price and how candlesticks react once you get into that zone. So as you can see, our doing is we're just constantly breaking structure, coming up, retesting that break, and then selling off again. So as the morning went on, I played a couple of these moves through the day. We'll get down into this area here. Now, if I went to point out, I've got an arrow set here already, is this 2 candlestick pattern. So at the bottom of a downtrend, chances are RSI is quite oversold here. I haven't actually looked yet. So there we go, down here. You can see the volume coming in. So number one is that if you read Anna Coulin's book, VPA analysis, it does mention that when volume comes in, it doesn't indicate an immediate reversal. It can indicate the beginning of a congestion phase. So you're starting to see some stop in volume coming in here, but the market is predominantly down. So we're now looking for an immediate reversal here. It could well just be the beginning of some chop until RSI resets, till EMAs catch up, etc., etc. So, yep, solid sell volume here, and we just come down again, break the structure, get a little sweep, but then bulls stepping in here, as you can see, good solid candle, and then sort of like another doji candle here, and then this 2 candlestick pattern here is what I wanted to talk about. So the inverted hammer followed by a bullish Marbozu. Now we have got a little wick here, but but this inverted hammer followed by the bullish Mabuzu candle is something that I target. It's a great setup that indicates a reversal. I like to play it quite often. It is a candlestick pattern that I have pointed out previously. I look for it on SPY, I look for it on ES, I look for it on NQ, and it is a great reversal indicator here. So you're seeing the volume stepping in. I've got my two candlesticks. I think I did actually play this move, to be honest. So you've got your two candlesticks. Now volume is not exactly supportive, I will say that. However, we're highly oversold, and again, we've got our break of structure here, in this area here. So again, we're going to want to run up and just retest that area again. However, there's a good few points in this. So even if you sort of caught it from, say from sort of here to here, you're still catching a 0.38% move. So that's worth chasing, in my opinion. That's a good day out. I think I did. I think it was roughly about £1,000 on this move here alone. But all we did inevitably was to come up and again test this sort of break of structure area. As you can see, once we got up there, we just couldn't break this level at all. We tested it, and it's not like we came down, got a liquidity sweep and then pushed on with volume up through. Again, we're just sort of rejecting. You've got again this inverted hammer, bullish Marbozu, but then sort of look at the candle spreads and the volume it goes with it, and especially where you are on the chart, it's not worth chasing this one because it's after an uptrend. You would be targeting this at the bottom of a downtrend. So anyway, we're getting a little bit by the by here. So again, we sort of move on, reject. We're still making a lower high, and then we go on, make a lower low. But as you can see, there is significantly more volume coming in here than there was at New York session. Chances are some of the Americans are waking up and getting involved here. But as you can see, we're just sort of chopping around, range bound for the time being, resetting some RSIs, waiting for EMAs to catch up, etc., etc. So as we enter this period of consolidation, it's not something that I'm looking to trade at all, especially being so close to New York Open. So without further ado, we will scoot on towards the New York session here. I'll just close the RSI for the time being, try and get this all in on screen. So as you can see, I've got quite a lot written out on here. I didn't want to use the bar replay mode and then sort of have to mark all this off as we're going on, and this video would end up being 3 hours long. So again, I've marked off the top of New York opening range, the opening range high, opening range low. So as you can see, when New York opened, sold off straight away. And at this point, again, I'm not trading this. I'm waiting for some sort of defined structure to be in place, a lower low, a lower high, etc., to give you an idea of where price is going. So, and as you can see, when I explained London, I don't like to chase the first opening range break, because here's a prime example. So came down, again, there's your high, there's your low, lower high, down to lower low, and what you see here is a breakdown before we enter what I call a liquidity run. So it'll come down, sweep, bag the chasers to the downside before running back up to this area, this supply, this resistance area. Chances are there are still some sell orders sitting here waiting to be filled. So the market comes back up in here, and again you've got this resistance level that you can mark off because we've rejected once, twice, 3 times. So you can draw a resistance line there. Again, absorbing all these sell orders, and as you can see with volume, candlestick analysis, you've got high volume, low spread candles, bulls can't push this up any further. We're just absorbing the sell orders here before waiting for a move lower, which we get quite quickly. And as you can see, the sort of day just drifted on. I mean, there wasn't too much to say either way. I mean, sort of VIX was flying, market was just sort of melting down slowly. So again, there's not really any discernible edge here. Nothing like what you saw from London, where you've got defined ranges in which you can trade. This is just the market just selling off. There's no edge here. Again, I wouldn't be trading this at all. Again, we just come down here, we'll find a low, and then a higher low, lower low, higher low, lower low, and then we enter this little sort of what marked the bottom of the day here. So again, you've got some VPA here. So this candle spread in volume as opposed to this candle spread in volume. Again, there's not really a wick here, so I would have VPA kind of threw me off a little bit on Friday. I can't deny that at all. It's not as if you're seeing bulls stepping in here and pushing price up with a wick. But you've got a little bit of volume uptick, which you could say it looked like with a sort of solid Marbozu candle that the bears are looking to drive this lower. However, they couldn't. We just sort of flagged sideways for a couple of candles before you get your little manipulation candle here, your little tweezer bottom look. But again, volume is still way down on the day. There's nothing to really indicate here that bulls are stepping in and really want to drive this higher. So again, you're not trading this, you're still just looking at the overall structure, waiting to see if there is any change of character on a sort of break of structure to the upside to indicate that any sort of reversal is coming. And sure enough, after this, you'll see that I've got change of character written here in the arrow point of this candle. And it's simply because from these highs we made lows, and then what we've done is we've actually broke through and closed a candle above these highs, so therefore we are on our way to making a higher high, and that is showing a change of character. So we're no longer making lower lows and lower highs, we're now breaking through and making a higher high. So we've broke through that, we've flashed a change of character here. We've come up and we've just rejected off at this level. I didn't want to have too much drawn out here because it ends up just being a bit of a mess. But as you can see, sort of this support resistance area here, we rejected that and then we came back down. This support area here has now been re-established as support, and as you can see, VPA started to show little signs here. So you've got your low, you've now got a higher high, and you're looking for your higher low, which we have. So we came down to this level, we've got a little tweezer look here with volume stepping in. So you can tell that bulls are stepping in here to re-establish this as support. So so then I wouldn't be trading this straight away. You could, if you could maybe take one or two contracts here, maybe start a position, but at this moment in time you're still looking for confirmation. And then as you can see, our next candle comes in, bulls pushing this back up on slightly lower volume, but with a lower wick you can see that bulls are pushing this back up. And then the next one is what I would class as your confirmation candle. Again, solid bullish Marbozu candle, volume stepping back in, breaking us away, and this is where you could add maybe another sort of 2, 3, maybe 5 contracts and chase this move. So as you can see, as we roll on here, you're now getting a break of structure to the upside. So here's your structure, here's your high, your previous high here. We tested it here, broke through it, kind of held it, bang, through we go. There's your break of structure, and then we're off to the races. So From there, you're then looking at where do we make our next high, which is here. And again, if you look left, you can see the area where we, just going to ping a line on here, which is again an area that was previously support that then turned into resistance. It's still resistance right now, so then we are looking to come back and test and make another higher low. So where do we come back and test? This leg here. So you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this break of structure here, this where we broke this structure, you want to come back down, you want to see if we can retest that and then turn resistance into support, which we did. We came back down, this candle here, low spread, low volume candle, but look at the candle that followed. Again, another strong bullish Marbozu candle, bull stepping in here, and away we go. So again, you follow it on. Here's our high, so here's our built out structure, and as you can see, we've flashed in that break of structure here, and again, bull stepping in, Marbozu candle, good volume with it, shows that bulls are now in control and driving the price higher. Again, if you took one contract here and you're now here, you're having a very good afternoon, even just on one contract, let alone 3, 5, 10. Sometimes I play bigger, but again, that's very much on sort of looking just at a pure scalp move. You give, I mean, I'll maybe jump on 25 contracts with this kind of candle here. So you broke a structure, you've just re-established it, and then bang, but you're only playing a few points to the upside, especially with such a large size of contracts. But as you can see, we go on, and then we're continuing making breaker structures. We're marking higher highs, higher lows, and bulls stepping in here, driving the market higher. And as we go on, you'll see I've just marked off a box here that says reaccumulation. So if you open your RSI, you will see, especially in the shorter time frames, that RSI is well overbought here. If it's at 81, so the market just needs to cool a little bit. So as you can see, this red line here, which was our previous resistance, if we come across, it's now been established as support. Support. Came up. Here's your high. So here's the top of your structure, and we just came back down, swept it with a tweezer look yet again. It's very similar to here. Your little tweezer look. There's a tiny little FEG here that I marked off, but again, just tweezered it. Bull stepping in with a Marbozu, driving the price higher. And then again, as the session goes on, this is just towards the sort of end of the session here, you get your breakthrough and your break of structure yet again with good volume, solid candle, a little bit of a wick at the bottom. Bulls just purely, absolutely in charge here, and then driving it higher into close and aftermarket. So, so yeah, that's what I see. That's what I look for in a day. Like I said, I hate to sort of try and jump into a trade straight away. This is why I like for the day to open up, to get your sort of defined market structure, to have some sort of structure in place that you can then trade support resistance. You can trade support resistance flips, change your characters, break structures. Again, you've got your confluences with your candlestick analysis, with your VPA coming in to support also. So there's a lot going on, and again, it's really difficult. I spend a lot of time in front of charts. I spend a lot of time studying, especially Frank Miller. I love his books. I think they're fantastic. If you look at Secrets of Reversal Trading, you will see this exact structure build out in his book. As I was doing this, I was obviously looking for examples that I could help show. I'll take a picture of the page, and this setup is pretty much exactly like he has in one of his books. So So the more that you read, the more you learn, um, the more you study charts, can become a learner, become a student of the game. Is that the more that these things become obvious as they're happening, it's very easy to trade a chart after the fact. It is very, very difficult to trade a chart whilst it's unfolding. Um, it's very difficult to can pick up your change of characters and your break of structures, and again, there's a lot of noise going on. You're checking flow, you're checking chat. Chances are you're probably checking a few other charts at the same time. So it can be really difficult to follow this as it's happening. But the more you study it, the more you learn. And again, I'm far from perfect myself. I will never be a perfect trader. No one ever will be. In my eye, perfection doesn't exist. Um, so no one's ever going to be perfect at this. But hopefully this has showed you sort of my mind's eye and what I like to look for in a chart, and what I see, and I hope it can help you guys on your journey too. And I hope some of you learn a little bit from this also. And with that, I'll leave you. And if there is any more questions or anything you want to know, please reach out and I'll try and answer as best I can. So, yep, hope you're all having a wonderful weekend, and I will catch you in the chat. Thanks, guys.